Will the guests please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, followed by the invocation. Color Guard, parade the colors.
Color guard, attend. Port colors. Forward, march. Color guard, halt. Carry colors. Left, haste. Present colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Carry colors. About haste. Host. About haste. Right, haste. Forward, march.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we bow before you this day praising your faithfulness in the life of Petty Officer First Class Bryan Johnson. We thank you for standing beside him through those years dedicated service to you and his country as a United States sailor. We bless your name for patriots like this who have wholeheartedly given themselves to keep our nation free. We thank you not only for the sailors, service members, and colleagues that surround me today, but also for the family that stands beside him each and every day. Bless us, Lord, with your presence on this monumental day as we reflect upon life, service, and the impact of Petty Officer Johnson. Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Joe Lemanik, and I'd like to welcome all of you to this special occasion marking the retirement of Petty Officer Bryan Johnson. We are gathering this afternoon to witness the final stage in a very full and productive 20-year military career. We're also gathered to say thank you to a good shipmate. Thanks for his many contributions, to in which his own unique way have made our Navy a stronger and more capable force in the world. Thanks for his many dedicated hours and personal initiative that have helped make NIOP Maryland the command and professional organization that it is today. Thanks for being the type of leader that ensured the next generation of analysts are ready to meet the challenges of tomorrow, especially me when you trained me. Just as this an end to one phase of his life is the beginning of another, so our gathering today also gives us the opportunity to wish him every success in the future as we look forward to new challenges and rewards. I extend an especially warm welcome to Petty Officer Johnson's wife, Christy, and his children, Destiny and Christina. I know that you, more than any one of us, are vividly aware of the sacrifices that Petty Officer Johnson has made in the service of his country, and I speak for the entire command when I say how pleased we are to have you here today. Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the guest speaker for today's ceremony, Chief Petty Officer Vargo, 51 Division Chief, NIOP, Maryland.
Petty Officer First Class Johnson, Christy, Destiny, Christina, honored family, friends, and fellow shipmates. We are gathered here today to honor Petty Officer First Class Bryan Johnson, a man who has dedicated the last 20 years to defending our country and way of life. While he might argue he has done nothing special, the rest of us know how wonderfully he has influenced each of our lives. I would venture to say there probably isn't a person in this room who couldn't point out a time where Petty Officer Johnson has had some positive impact on them. When Petty Officer Johnson left for the Navy in February of 1993 and reported to Orlando, he was a civilian navigating the beginning of what has become a 20-year career in the Navy. In those 20 years, he has grown, matured, and become a wonderful example of what someone can become through hard work. What did the Navy do to change him? It turned him into a sailor. While this fact is obvious to most of us and his family, sailor is the perfect word to describe what Petty Officer Johnson has become. So, here we go. The letter S stands for sincere. When Petty Officer Johnson tells you he is going to do something, it gets done no matter what. His word is his worth, and he takes that promise very seriously. The letter A stands for able and adept. Throughout his career, he has proved there isn't anything he can't accomplish. The letter I stands for intense. He stands his ground when challenged and defends that which he knows to be right. The letter L stands for loving. To see this, all you have to do is watch him with his family. He loves them and is dedicated to them like no other. The letter O stands for outstanding. Throughout his career, as well as his personal life, he sets the standard for others to emulate. The letter R stands for respect, something he gets and gives wherever he goes. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who stands before us today, a sailor of the highest caliber. We have been awed by his accomplishments and blessed with his friendship. As we gather to celebrate the career of Petty Officer Johnson, I want to thank you from all of us for what you have given and for all you have done. We hope your future is as bright as your past and that life gives you everything you dream of. In closing, I have a few words of wisdom. As you retire, keep a firm grip on your perspective towards life. Life is not measured so much by the quantity of your days, but by the quality. Don't think of retirement as the end. Simply put, retirement is when you stop living at work and start working at living. We wish you an abundance of good luck and pray that God continues to bless you and your family. Fair winds and following seas as you embark on your new journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Argo. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the next guest speaker for today's ceremony, Mr. Anthony Richardson. He was stationed with Petty Officer Johnson back in 2000 to 2003. At Naval Air Station, Whidbey Island, Washington. Mr. Richardson.
Good afternoon, everyone. My speech or my memory is not as formal as the chief came up here before. One of the things before I begin to speak, I wanted to present him with a coin. At the age of 18 years old, when I met him, he introduced me into how to truly be a sailor. And I want to go into that memory. Well, first I'm presented with this coin. This coin is from African Genesis Lodge 101 in Washington State, where I became a Mason myself through him. All right, so my memory of meeting Petty Officer Johnson was, I was at, what was it, NTC, Great Lakes. How I met Petty Officer Johnson, this is 1999, I'm 18 years old, fresh in the Navy, don't know nothing from squat. I just graduated boot camp, by the way, okay? Staying in the barracks, and we all who have walked that path, we know when you see a crow, you're like, oh man, you know, it's gonna be serious. Well, I got in a fight with my roommate, okay, and I chased him down the hall. And who door did I tackle him in front of? Petty Officer Johnson's door, okay? So I'm getting into it with this guy, and Petty Officer Johnson opened up the door. What in the world is going on here, right? I said, well, this guy here, you know, I go into my spiel. So he said, oh, close the door, boom, right? And I'm like, oh, did this petty officer just do what I just, sweet, all right. So after he heard him cry a lot more, he opened up the door, he said, okay, now that's enough, you need to break it up. By the way, the guy's name was Green. Green left, and Petty Officer Johnson pulled me inside this room. And he began to talk to me about how to conduct yourself. Not, I understand you can get angry, right? We all have been in situations where we got angry. But there's a time and a place, and then there's an action that you're supposed to take and how you carry yourself. So from there, I met him again down at NTTC Corey Station, okay? Now, still hothead. I heard what he said, but, it didn't quite grasp. But he took on the form as being my big brother. I have an older brother, but he never lived with me. Never been around, no nothing, okay? He took on that role of becoming my big brother. He took me to get my driver's license, right? He took me to go look at my first car, right, that I ever bought. He told me about being in a relationship. All these things he passed on to me and left there with me, right? He made me strive for excellence in everything I did. I earned 3 names by listening to this man, okay? I've earned a Battle E, but I got it with a Victorious because we went to war. And his squadron either relieved me or I relieved him. But I made sure if he ever came and relieved me, that he wouldn't have to worry about anything. And he already knew that. When he stepped in there and he said, oh, yeah, that's Richard's squadron? Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I took care of everything. And from there, by learning the values and everything that I've ever learned from him, I proceeded to get my bachelor's degree, and now I'm 5 classes away from my master's degree. All from listening to this man. And there's one thing that you guys want to take away from his speech is, what he told me is, whenever there's a will, there's a way. Don't ever don't ever get discouraged if a door closes in front of you, there's always another one open. And I learned that being with my big brother, Petty Officer Johnson.
Thank you. Wyman Douglas will read the awards, and Chief Leonard will now present Petty Officer Johnson's retirement awards. Petty Officer Johnson, front and center. Attention awards.
Defense Meritorious Service Medal. Cryptologic Technician Technical First Class Bryan C. Johnson, United States Navy, distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious service as a Technical Signals Intelligence Senior Coordinator Desk Officer within the National Security Operations Center of the National Security Agency Central Security Service from February 2011 to December 2012. During this period, Petty Officer Johnson's actions in a 1D position often made him the sole technical signals intelligence expert in the expansion coverage of issues and geographic locations. His coverage included many first-time, high-priority issues and history-changing moments where he bore considerable responsible for the success of the senior coordinator position in support of the agency and global intelligence community. Additionally, Petty Officer Johnson authored 77 agency web-based articles informing over 6,000 senior leadership and mission managers of worldwide crucial events and their impact. Compiled and distributed 298 daily items of interest, reports supporting to the analytical efforts of over 300 global enterprise technical signals intelligence analysis. The distinctive accomplishments of Petty Officer Johnson accumulate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect a great credit upon himself and National Security Agency Central Security Service and United States Navy and the Department of Defense. Signed, Secretary of Defense, K.B. Alexander, General U.S. Army Director. Next we have a certificate of appreciation. For your service in the Armed Forces of the United States, Cryptologic Technician Technical First Class Petty Officer Johnson, Bryan, I have extended to you my personal thanks and sincere appreciation of our nation and your honorable service. You helped to maintain the security in the United States of America with devotion to duty that is in keeping with proud tradition of our armed forces. I honor your service and respect the commitment and loyalty you displayed over the years. My best wishes to you and happiness and success in the future. Signed, Commander-in-Chief Barack Obama. Next, we have Director of NSA Coin. I commend you on the occasion of your retirement from the United States Navy and thank you for your consistently superb contribution to the National Security Agency, Central Security Service, and the nation for the past 20 years. Your achievements as Tech SIGINT Senior Coordinator Desk Officer, Navy Information Operations Command, Fort Meade, Maryland, and throughout your career have been instrumental in leveraging the intelligence community and Department of Defense agency in support of the Navy cryptologic mission worldwide. On behalf of all of NSA CSS personnel, I salute you for your hard work and selfless efforts. My best wishes and happy and healthy retirement to you and Christy. Signed, General U.S. Army, Keith B. Alexander. Next, we will present a National Security Operations Center, the NSOC plaque, accompanied with a frame with signatures by your team. Next, we have Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy letter. Dear Petty Officer Johnson, it is my distinct honor and privilege to congratulate you on the momentous occasion of your retirement from the United States Navy. As a sailor and as a citizen, you have selflessly served with uncommon devotion to the nation and esteem, camaraderie with your shipmates at sea and shore. Your accomplishments and sacrifice are enshrined in history, a compelling and private chapter in the story of the Navy's enduring presence as force for good. As you shift colors and move forward to take on new challenges, remember the ideas and energy made you successful as a sailor. You will take it will take you far your future endeavors at home and in workplace across the community. I encourage you to stay connected with our Navy. Your experiences and perspectives are invaluable to those heroes who will set sail upon words of sea years to come. Thank you for all you have done and all you will do. I salute you and your family and the honorable career defending the precious liberties of our country. Hoo-yah, on job truly well done, smooth sails and seas abeam always. Sincerely, RDUS. Can I please have Mrs. Johnson, Destiny, and Christina to the stage? For your preserved family, to all who shall see these presents, greetings, to let known that Mrs. Christy D. Johnson, having served with ITT-1, IDW, SW, AW, MTS Bryan C. Johnson, who retired this day from the U.S. Navy, is awarded this certificate. Be recognized for outstanding devotion to the Navy, for the long period of separation, acceptance of your family responsibilities, countless moves, isolation tours of duties, and to many hardships so bravely and steadfastly endured. Honors rendered your husband are likewise yours. Given under my hand and seal this 28th day of February, the year 2013. Signed, T.J. White, Captain, U.S. Navy, Commanding Officer, U.S. Naval Information Operation Command, Fort Meade, Maryland. The same certificate is presented to Destiny and Christina. Honors rendered you, your father, are likewise yours, given under my hand and seal this 28th day of February, the year 2013. signed T.J. White, Captain, U.S. Navy, Commanding Officer, U.S. Naval Information Operations Command, Fort Meade, Maryland. Next, we will have a Fleet Reserve certificate presented to Miss Osa M. Johnson. Ms. Osa M. Johnson, having served with ITT-1, IDW, SW, AW, MTS, Bryan C. Johnson, who retired this day from the U.S. Navy, is awarded this certificate, be recognized for outstanding devotion to the Navy, for the long period of separation, acceptance of your family's responsibilities, countless moves, isolation, tours of duty, and the many hardships so bravely and steadfastly endured. Honors rendered your son are likewise to you, given under my hand and seal this 28th day of February, year 2013. Signed, T.J. White, Captain, U.S. Navy, Commanding Officer, U.S. Naval Information Operations Command, Fort Meade, Maryland.
Yes, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present Petty Officer Johnson, United States Navy.
All these papers. How everybody doing today? Man, I'm gonna tell you, after 20 years, it's been a long 20. But the toughest time was the last 3 months putting this retirement together. Oh my goodness, it's like doing an eval for yourself. You can always do one on someone else easier, but when it comes to doing something for yourself, it's the hardest. That's how it was this time. I never did a retirement for myself, and no one, I haven't had the honor to do it for anyone else either. If you get the honor, take it and do your best with it. If you can't do it, ask someone for help. That's what we're here for. It's been a pleasure serving with you in the Navy. The opportunity I had to travel the world to different countries numerous of times. The Navy has given me skills, experience, and knowledge and valuables that I would take with me for life. I enjoy everything I did each and every day serving my time in the Navy. And I can credit my wife for standing by my side, supporting me every way she could. Sometimes when I was in hazard zones, I got disconnected from reality, but that phone call home to my loved ones snapped me back, and I appreciate that. I want to thank the Navy for always being there for my family when they needed it and I wasn't. I want to thank my sisters for helping support my family when I was away. I want to thank my mom for always being by that phone, regardless of any time or night I call. I want to thank the JROTC of Oakland Mills High School, giving me the opportunity to play with y'all during AP Hill Boot Camp and all the other events we did. I want to thank Wallace 134 for being here today, and all my friends and families and sailors. Thank y'all for supporting me today. All right. Oh, I forgot one. Who? Who's you going to? Oh, Dr. Rapp. Oh. And thank you, Dr. Rapp, for being here today, too. All right. Thank you all.
It is a naval tradition to present a retiring officer or a retiring sailor with a shadow box. Superstitious sailors believed it was bad luck for the shadow of a sailor to reach shore before him when departing, so his shipmates would construct a memento to remind him of the ship and crew, and to also block the shadow when going ashore for the last time. Y&2 Bobby Glenn will now present Petty Officer Johnson's retirement shadow box on behalf of his father-in-law. To my son-in-law, Bryan, congratulations on your retirement and happy birthday. Sorry I'm unable to attend your special celebration, but I sent you a very special shadow box to show my appreciation for your service of 20 years and the amazing courage you demonstrated for our country. I hope your next journey is amazing as your military career. I am astonished to have you in my family, and I'm very proud to say that you are my son-in-law. Enjoy your day. Love, Dad. Petty Officer Johnson, your retirement shadow box depicts your career achievements in the United States Navy. It includes your many personal awards, the uniform devices indicating the ranks you progressed through as you worked your way up through the advancement ladder. Hit the flag. Okay. This flag was flown and forced in the United Nations sanctions over hostile skies of Iraq during Operation Southern Watch, in tribute to the American fighting men killed during OSW. The national ensign was flown by an EA-6B Prowler on 25 December from sunrise to sunset. Additionally, the top portion is for the national flag, symbolic to the nation you have faithfully served during your 20 years of active service. Flag detail. Attention. Ready, face. Post. Flag detail. Halt. I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power on the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is held a little higher. My colors are a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped. I am saluted. I am respected. I am revered. I am loved, and I am feared. For more than 200 years, I have fought in every battle of every war. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, in the trenches of France, the Argentine Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, the jungles of Guam, Okinawa, Tarawa, Korea, Vietnam, in the heat of the Persian Gulf, and scores of other places. Long forgotten by all, but those who were there with me. I was there. I led my sailors and Marines. I followed them. I watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill on Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle, torn, and tired, but my sailors and Marines cheered me. I was proud. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on in the streets of countries that I have helped to set free. It does not hurt me, for I am invincible. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country, and when it is done by those whom I have served in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the surly bounds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the new frontiers of space. I have been the silent witness to all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when I am torn into strips, to be used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly half-mast to honor my sailors and Marines. When I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother. At the graveside of her fallen son, our daughter, I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave. Dear God, long may I wave. Petty Officer Johnson is now presenting the flag to his wife, Christy. flag until dismissed.